Alright, let's go ahead and share this out on Twitter. You know, I always wonder if there are commercials before it goes live. I don't know if you're watching a replay. You know, you get it right from the beginning, but I always wonder, because I know a lot of times when Clay does his stream, he'll wait a couple seconds, 20, 30 seconds before he actually kicks it off. But it just kind of makes you wonder. Tweet. We go over Twitter, make sure that's all up and going now. What an absolutely fun week in the market. You got PROG up on the screen right now. PROG on the 1 minute, what are you doing? Nice little run up early in the morning. How late did that go to? I got up to 205. 205 a share at, that first 15 minutes of volatility. First 15 minutes, and how far in for half hour? Half hour right there. Kind of leveled off at a half hour in and fell off a little bit later. AMC green. Like an AMC when it's green. Huge gap up. Of course, that after hours action we had last night, that was very nice. Yeah, I wonder if I actually have to be logged in order to see the after hours. I've noticed that before, that sometimes it just doesn't show me what after hours looks like, and then the next day I just see the huge gap from all the after hours movement. Shib under 29. Got an evil horror movie W going on. And how are we looking for the week? Let's go out on the 30 minute. It's on PROG. 30 minute on AMC. There we go. So yeah, the January kickoff from January 3rd onward. January 3rd, we were still, the start of the new year, we were still fighting to recapture that ascending support line. And we never end up doing it. That push down was brutal. If you look, though, we've had a nice upward moving trend. If we can get the price action to support that. Pull back on the 5 minute. God, that was just horrible yesterday. It was horrible to watch, but in the end, it didn't affect it too much. AMC, check the options. How are we looking on calls for this week? Would be nice if we could fight our way back up in the 24-25 range, just to get more calls in the money. not a real exciting week. Still kind of the tail end of that downward trend that, we had the downward trend that started right about Thanksgiving, and it looks like we just haven't recovered from that yet. The entire market has been having problems lately. Let's go over the S&P 500. Want to get a good representation on the 30-minute. Can we get the... Yeah, 30-minute we can get a good look at the entire week. There's just not a lot of excitement. I'm going to play with everybody on the 5-minute. Wait. Where 2022 starts. Yeah, it just hasn't been a good week. We haven't had the volume, haven't had the buying pressure step in. The release of the Fed minutes really didn't help the market out much. Granted, it was all information we knew before. AMC did have the after hours run up. GameStop had this. It was as a result of old news, not even real news from GameStop. It was old, outdated news that just somebody wrote an article about. Somebody saw it, wrote an article about it, and it renewed excitement. We had a good run up, and a whole bunch of people got in and day traded, made a bunch of money after hours, just on movement of shares. I think we had on the 1 minute we had a single candle. It was 606,000. In volume, so pretty big volume spike for after hours, but there was no support for it. So it ran up, it spiked, and then it reverted back down. So it was unsustainable. If we had a run up like that started during market hours, that would make a difference. But just in the aftermarket, there weren't enough people who could make regular orders. After hours, if your brokerage allows it, you're putting in limit orders. And as long as two people can agree on the price setting limit orders, the trade's executed. But without any active open trading going on, there just wasn't any support for it. So it was a huge run up, and anyone who made money off of it, I definitely congratulate you. You definitely, if you got in and out and made a bunch of money in the brief period in the after hours, that's great for you. Hopefully you took your gains and are investing it smartly and making a lot more money off of it. And that's pretty much, every day in the market, that's pretty much all you can do is, make the best of the situation you have, make money, and then move on and find another way to make money. So that's S&P 500. I've got it set up on the 30-minute and stretched out enough to where it should be giving us the entire week. So I just kind of want to do a week in review, see how everything was going. So same thing on the Qs. They had a little bit of an had a run up earlier in the week and pull back the whole week. So people posting AMC is done, GameStop is done. It's market wide. Don't give them the satisfaction of responding to their obvious attempts to be a shill. Russell, little bit of an arc here, got up, did gap up just a bit, and joined the rest of the market going down. Yesterday, did catch early support there. Nice upward movement on the 30-minute. And then we get into today. Today, push down, caught a little bit of support, and pushing back down. A nice slow downward decline. AMC on the weekly. yeah, that early morning yesterday. Huge down, huge up, and then back into sideways trending. Not a whole lot of excitement. This has to be that after hours. Yeah, that's that after hours. PROG, what are you doing, PROG? What are you doing to everyone, PROG? PROG sitting down at that nice discount zone. Where are the buyers? I like PROG not just on the technical side, but even on fundamentals. It's they're innovative, they're making moves, and it's the price action of the shares does not represent everything going on with the company. That's just an example of how the shorting works to drive stocks down. This is a stock that, with all the patents going on and with all the positive things behind the company, the share price should be going up. And for some reason they decided that as a company they want to short down. And I almost wonder if it's being shorted because investors are looking to future mergers and maybe trying to, at a merger, buy the company out at a lot cheaper of a price, by holding their share price down. Which that of course sounds definitely like some kind of manipulation going on. But there's none of that in the market because the SEC would never allow any kind of manipulation. And with any luck, have this week over with. Get into next week and see if we can get some volume in the market. Doobie-doobie-doo. So let's go ahead. I'm going to check some other positions, just see how they were doing. Get it back down to just the past week. I just want to see how. I want to kind of just see how the first week of this New Year's doing. So I'm not really looking to see the whole market, or not the whole market, but see further out. I just want to kind of get this nice bracket in here. Yeah, there's the line where 2022 starts. So that is this week. So who do I have that's been in the news lately? Let's check Bristol Myers Squibb. Oh no, BMY. There we go, Bristol Myers. Not a bad week. Had that seen that on a few different positions this week. That the first on that Monday, that nice little swish. A little bit of a pullback early on Tuesday, run up. Huge spike. That definitely looked like an aftermarket gap up. Aftermarket pre-market. Definitely ran a gap. Came back down and had upward pressure, pushed down, and is currently running back upwards. So a good strong week there. Who else do we have? Exxon Mobil's been in the news quite a bit. There's actually talk that Exxon Mobil's going to increase their dividend. Now, see, that is pretty right there. Granted, they have almost the whole week they've been running overbought. I almost wonder. I don't know if this is when they announced their possibility of increasing dividend. But this upward movement, it kind of worries me that they haven't been able to cool off the RSI. They did drop down about 62, 63. But they've been running overbought for quite a while. I almost wonder if they might be looking at having a pullback soon. MACD is not looking that bad though. They just paid dividend. Not going to bother looking at them. Let's see. Tilray downward trend. They're not doing good. The entire marinara industry has not been doing good. Who? Check my railroads. Boring start to the week. Huge run up. Not really sideways, but not a whole lot of excitement going on. Ford flat Monday, huge spike up. Both Tuesday and Wednesday. Huge spike ups on Tuesday, Wednesday coming out, downward push, upward push. That's in the first hour of the day there. Kind of swoopy with a flat end to the week. Let's see, AT&T, are they ever going to recover? They did get back up, almost up to 27. That's definitely good to see. AT&T for quite a while, they were trading in the $28 to $29 range. So it's good to see that they're making a push to get back up. When AT&T got beat down, it was brutal to watch, and it was brutal to see, just the losses I was taking on it. But it's nice to see that they're getting the share price back up. Even when they were getting pushed down. Hey, Paul, welcome to the chat, man. How's it going? Even when AT&T was getting beat down, I knew they were going to come back up. I knew it was just, like a lot of positions, you do your research, you make sure, check the fundamentals of the company, make sure that the company's financially set. And companies go through hard times, and AT&T, when they had the push down, they got pushed down hard. Let me see, without pulling that down, let's see. Yeah, AT&T actually got pushed down close to $22 a share from a stock that had been trading 28, 29, well enough to where I was stepping in and running iron condors on it. Iron condor spreads. I would run on AT&T, and they were fairly consistent as far as paying out, and they just got everything that went on. Just got the share price crushed, and it got crushed to the point where they actually cut their dividend. And AT&T was a dividend aristocrat. They were a company that was, that historically had increasing dividends. They were an upward moving company, and when they had to cut their dividend and their share prices just started tanking, and all the things going on with Discovery, it just it hurt the share price. But it's just one of those storms you got to weather, and they're starting to come back up. They're not too far. Currently, right about 26 and a quarter. So if they pick up another $2 a share price in the upcoming month or two, they're back where they were before. They basically recouped all those losses that they had. So that's definitely good to see. And all this, looking at the start of the week, well, the end of last year, just on the last 30-minute ticker we can currently see, they were at 24.60. And to see that they ran up to 26.80. So, a $2.40 per share gain. That is that is a good recovery. So how's your day going, Paul? What are you up to currently? Get all the touch-ups done on those on the driveways? I'd planned to be on your stream a bit longer. It's just my work phone called. It was a coworker, and it had some. He was calling asking about vehicles not starting because we did get down. Most of the range got down to -30. I know one of the towns I was in, I did see -31, and this was early in the morning. -31 when I rolled out for work. I mean, vehicles don't like to start in that kind of weather. You gotta if you got a block heater, you plug your vehicle in. I'm doing good. Thank you for watching. Hope to learn something new. Thank you. Yeah, it's as the title suggests, this we're on the tail end of a fairly brutal 2 months of share prices getting of stocks getting pushed down, of entire indices having down days and down weeks, and it's just one of those times you gotta when you look at your P&L, you're going to see red. It's just one of those things you got to be colorblind to. You're going to have red in the market. Not every day is going to be a green day. Not every week is going to be a green week. So there are times you just got to, I don't want to say ignore, but there are times you just got to make sure it doesn't get to you seeing that much red. And that's why, if you notice, I've got it set up to where displayed on the screen for every position I'm looking at. This is on the 30-minute chart. This is the weekly. This is just how these stocks have done the first week of 2022. Oh, what do you got? Notification. Oh, okay. Danelle, welcome to the live stream. I am looking in here to see. It just was not. Based on how everything has been going, it could have been a lot worse. I'm looking at the week, and it could have been a lot worse. Hey, Thomas, welcome back to the live stream, man. So yeah, we were on. Oh, wrong button. Why are you being so slow? I'm bouncing from screen to screen here. Who else was interesting? Exxon, Consolidated Edison. Let's have a look at them. Yeah, we're all good. It's just this is just a week to try not to be down. Not everything in the market is red. A lot of the major indices have had a rough time. But if you look, AMC is green on the day. We're 2264 share right now. AMC's green. AMC's having a good old time. I think it's riding a little bit of an adrenaline high after the aftermarket hours yesterday. It's been bouncing back and forth. I was listening to Short the VIX earlier, and it kept popping the 50 EMA. It sounded, from what he was saying on stream, it sounded real rhythmic, and it sounded like a lot of day traders were making tons of money on AMC today, just riding the highs and lows. Looking at Consolidated Edison, this is one of those stocks that had a good week. RELI, Reliant. I thought I looked at that the other day or yesterday for you. Or Reliance, yeah, Reliance Global. So looking at Reliance, they had a good start to the week. They had a good start to 2022. This swoop on Monday seen on a lot of different stocks. So they had the swoop. Towards the end of the day, they did have a run up, pullback going into Tuesday. Tuesday was almost a solid run up the whole day. Wednesday they caught an early day spike and then started to pull back, and yeah, it's been downward since on them. And PTPI, we'll have a look at them. PTPI. Oh, farmers. I tend to avoid pharmaceutical plays. Now, granted, I've got PROG and I've got Bristol Myers Squibb, but certainly for Bristol Myers Squibb, they are an established company. They're the companies that have been around forever, and you know they're not going anywhere. But I have seen so many little pharmaceuticals just pop in and have major, they pop in, they catch a little spike, or there's a whole bunch of excitement about a new drug coming out, and FDA reports come out and they don't pass FDA, and the share price just tanks. So every person's investments are their own thing, but I tend to shy away from pharmaceuticals and biopharmaceuticals. Just in general, it's but yeah, they had a slow decline. That huge downward spike, that looked like, I'm not logged in, so I think I see a lot of I think this could just be representative of a gap up, or in this case gap down in aftermarket and pre-market. That just might be a gap, and push down, traded sideways and is starting to catch a little bit of support, but the early week damage was already done. CEO bought at... Are you talking the CEO of the company bought? Or are you referring to CEO as a ticker symbol? If the CEO is caught doing a pump and dump, that let me that's interesting. Let me have a little bit of research here. PTPI News, Petros Pharmaceuticals. I'm looking for something. Investors, observers, they're okay with their news. News CEO. Oh, no. There we go. CEO of the company, yeah. Yeah, depending upon the circumstances behind that CEO could be in a lot of trouble for, Granted, they bought, so if they bought and it tanked, if the CEO lost a lot of money, okay, January 3rd at 6:13 in the morning. Interesting. And that's got to be Eastern time, because that would I'm assuming that's Eastern time, and it was a pre-market purchase. So I think actually that would be, I think that would be enveloped in that candle. So yeah, there was the end of market and pre-market. The end of market on last year and the Monday opening market, 1.2 million volume. Wait, is that? Yeah, okay, yeah, that would be... Yeah, like looking at it, they had a substantial gap up. according to OpenSider, he's been adding more since $3. So I don't know. Well, if he's buying the dip, I just don't know. I am just not seeing. I'm looking up general news, and usually on something like that, you would hear that they have an upcoming patent, or reports from an FDA trial are going to be released. A lot of times, when you see stuff like that, usually it's accompanied by something fundamentally affecting the company. Not just that the CEO bought. It was weird as looking at it. It was a huge run up. So they had same thing. They were getting pushed down late in the week of last week of last year, and they had a gap up. And after the gap up, the share price came back down. So yeah, I don't know. Not sure what the CEO was doing there. Yeah, definitely. 2 weeks ago was announced a $7.5 million offering. Investor Place. Wait, are they included in that? So it looks like somebody. It's possible this could be set up for a short squeeze. I don't have Ortex data, but I do see an alert here from Investor Place that the possibility ISIG, AVCT, and 5 others experts think are ready to pop. I don't know who their experts are, but yeah, it looks like Petros Pharma slumps 23% on launch of $7.5 million share offering. So yeah, they had a share offering, and it looks like it did not pan out the way they wanted to go, because that's coming off news from 2 weeks ago. So I don't know if they're thinking it's a shorted stock, and the push down right now is going to be, if it's going to turn around and have a reversion back up to the upside. But pharmaceuticals really are dependent upon what's going on, with the company, as far as, do they have new patents, do they have new drugs, do they have approval. That's part of the reason why I avoid pharmaceuticals in general. Just, certainly if you can find a way to play them and make money, definitely go for it. But me personally, I'm just a little bit leery of them. So if you are, let's see. No, you said, so you're green on PTPI? You're green on these guys? Hey, DD214, welcome to the chat, man. Just kind of having a chill out Friday. End of the first week of the year. So you're green on this company. So did you get in on, what would this be, Wednesday or Thursday, this low run here? Yeah, because if you got in at the low points here, then you're definitely doing good. What do you look for when investing? Now, Thomas, this is definitely a good time to differentiate between investing and trading, because stocks that I invest in are long-term holders. I look for positive price movement across all of them, and dividends, I look for a company that pays out a decent dividend. You can accept a neutral share price. You like to see growth, but if they pay a decent dividend, you can handle neutral share price. If there's no dividend, you want to see growth, and usually I will. That's when I go and look at perhaps certainly since the unpleasantness of 2020, of March 2020, I basically pull back on the daily and I look at how they've done since then. You got in at $1.90 because of short squeeze channel. Just hanging out, listening to Frank's wisdom. Yeah. The gray hair makes me seem like a kindly old wizard. Yeah, that's Thomas. I think it was yesterday we were in here, and I was going over a bunch of different monthly dividend stocks, and basically, if you take a stock, somebody give me a random ticker. Hey, Trapper, how's it going, man? Somebody give me a random ticker on a company that's been around longer than 2 years. We're going to play a game here. Yeah, I'm going to grab a sip of Gatorade while I'm waiting on a random ticker. This is, after all, an interactive channel. Twitter link sent me to an older stream. That's weird because when I went on and tagged everyone, I open up YouTube on my phone. AMC. Not AMC. We know what's going on with AMC. Everyone's been watching AMC for so long. It's if you close your eyes for a second and then look up and look at the ceiling, you can see the outline of the price movement for the past year and a half. Netflix. Okay. Netflix. I'll just type in Netflix. Oh, there we go. NFLX. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why, because I went on YouTube and I hit share for the current. All right, so we are on Netflix. We're going to go to the daily. We're going to zoom out, and we want to go back. We want to go back about 2 years. So right there, we've got, we all know what period that is. We all know what happened in that time period. So in recovery from Netflix, Netflix is one of those companies of everyone being stuck at home with nothing to do. So when the unpleasantness kicked off March of last year, finding a good entry point into Netflix, something where everyone's going to have a lot of spare time on their hands. As you can see, share price shot up. It's continuing to shoot up. And when you look at something over the 2 year, you can really start to see long term how the company's outlook has been. So we see how the company's doing. We see the movement of the share prices. And granted, we are in a pullback right now. And if we look, this starts right about Thanksgiving. So this pullback we know is indicative of the entire market pulling back. This is not an attack on Netflix. We know that the entire market saw the exact same downward trending. So we know that is a product of what's going on currently. But as we can see, their share price went up, bounced around quite a bit, whole bunch of entry and exit points in here. And that would be something that if you're looking bottom tick, you could probably see a rise up coming in the future. This really doesn't shake a good pattern. Had a downward, it did gap down. The gap downs like that on something like Netflix. So you saw it gap down and then it started to run up. There was a pullback, huge gap up, started to pull back. Caught a little bit of support, gap down. So you can see overall, if you had done your investment 2 years ago, when not knowing exactly how everything was going to pan out, but a lot of people being at home with not much to do. That's why I have a follow-up stock that we're going to look at after this one, and we might see some interesting comparisons here. But so Netflix, I see earnings. I don't see a dividend on there. So we're going to confirm that there's no dividend. And that's in NFLX. NFLX dividend. We're just going to confirm, even though the charting tells me that there shouldn't be a dividend. And from NASDAQ, Netflix does not pay dividends. So we know that they are not a dividend-paying stock. So because there's no dividend, if they had a dividend and they were trading sideways, it could still potentially be kind of a good investment with the possibility in the future of the share price moving up. But with them not having a dividend, you want, if there's no dividend, you want to see upward price movement. That is always key. Even a little, if there's a little bit of downward price movement with the potential for future upward movement, if they pay a dividend that is higher than the decline of the share price, they could just be going through some hard times. But if they're maintaining their share price, or if they're maintaining their dividend, not having to cut dividend, and their dividend is still, their dividend payout is more than what they're losing, then potentially that's a company that could turn around in the future. So that would be one that I wouldn't jump right in on, but if I had a watch list I was going for, looking for companies to start turning around and having upward movement, I would throw a company like that on a list. Like I would definitely look in the future towards a company like that. Maybe not right away. So let's go. Oh, come on. Go away, ad. There we go. Summary. We are looking at... So the 1 year target, they're looking at a $700 target. They're currently bouncing around between $555 and $535. So you got like a $20 range where they're potentially looking at it for... It is, so the target price is up. They did run up just shy of 701. Pull it down just a little bit. Yeah, so they were 1 cent to 701, and they have a target price of 700. So the fact that their target price is supported because they've achieved above that. So it's looking like the market is looking for Netflix to recoup what has happened during this downward push, turn around, and run back up. Hey, Wrestler, thank you for making this an official stream by getting an eggplant in it. And so part of your analysis, you can go in and look at how much free capital the company has, how much debt the company's accrued. Look at the price per share, look at the earnings per share. You can really dig in and start looking at the numbers of the company and make sure that their share price isn't a fluke or it's sustainable. But this has a target share price well above where it's currently at. So this would be especially with the push down right now, this one could definitely have a buy signal on it. Looking at the criteria that I try and run off of, we have very little time left here, so I'm going to go ahead and do the second one that I wanted to pull up. Zoom. Now, as you can see, this is where the unpleasantness was. Zoom, for some reason, with everyone being at home and working from home, they had a huge run-up. And I almost wonder if you dug in and looked around a bit, if this pullback in price where they started to revert back downward, I wonder if this might be when people started returning to the workplace. There were a lot of people who were, a lot of students, going to using Zoom from school. There were a lot of companies, workers couldn't come in. All meetings were done by Zoom. So as you can see, they had a fairly good run up, huge gap up, run up spike, huge run up, decent run up, and then all of a sudden they started pulling back. Again, as you see, they have earnings. They do not have dividend. You could always type in and check. If you're going to check dividends, pretty much all you do is go to your Google page, type in the ticker symbol, and just add dividend to the end of it, and go to the NASDAQ page. You can actually go to the NASDAQ page and see what percentage dividend they pay. You can see the dividend history, and see, are they growing their dividend or are they pulling back their dividend? Has their dividend stayed the same? If a company is increasing their dividend and their share price is increasing, that's definitely a good company to be in, because it means that their share price is going up and they're still paying out an increasing dividend, and that's a company that's having upward movement. But definitely check revenue, check free cash flow, and check their debt out to make sure that their financials are in good order. But we are less than 5 minutes left in my lunch, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. It wasn't that good of a week in the market, and I just want to thank everybody who popped in. Just, it's been a red day, it's been a red week. Be colorblind to it. Don't let the red get you down. If you're having a red week, if you have to just turn it off, and don't sweat the red days, especially like with AMC, the shorts have not covered. So Thomas Trapper, Wrestler, DD214, Danelle, who else did I see in here? Did I see Simon in here earlier? Paul, Wrestler. Thanks everybody for coming by for this end of week live stream. I will not looking to do an aftermarket live stream this for the end of the week. It's been a red week. We all know. Let's not. It doesn't have to be driven into every aspect of the day. Thoughts on... I will real fast, but I am quite literally ready to go out the door. Looking at it long term, really traded sideways. Huge growth spike right there. 12 cents per share. WW. I might not be looking at the right stock here. Thanks, Frank and Fam. I'll see everyone over on Clay's. I have to... Hey, Freddie, thanks for popping in, man. But I have to get going. I have to get back to work, and I will chat at y'all in Clay Bros, and let's all get some positive energy out there. And next week, let's have a green week. Let's have a really, really green week. So everybody have a good weekend. Stay safe. If you're in a cold area, stay warm, and I'll catch y'all later. Thank you very much.